All right, all right. So I want to just ask you about writing, because Tariq, I've been forcing him to kind of start writing because our lives and his life. But he said, "No, man. You ever seen this blank page? I'm not doing it."
I mean, writing is very easy, but you have to read a lot.
Yeah.
First, your step should be the reading, because when you will write one story, when you will finish it, after that you will say, "Oh, now I don't have a words how to write the story." So
Yeah, exactly.
when you will read more and more literature and more books, you have more and more ideas how to
Yeah.
write. And I should follow the Dostoevsky's diction. I should follow even the Paltheru diction, or I should follow the Milan Kundera diction.
Yeah.
So all such kind of the minds, like the
Styles,
ideas and thoughts will come like in this way.
Wow.
So to be honest, you shouldn't go like in a deep literature or readings.
Yeah.
You just read the random stuff on your Facebook, on Instagram, just paragraphs, just like such kind of stuff, and then you just like.
I've been doing this exactly, like articles in English, Russian, Chinese occasionally. But when I got myself actually into reading like literature, I was like fucking disappointed in myself. Like, oh, actually, that one finally found the word in the page that I know, and then blank. Oh, that could be described that way. So to me, it's like it is a habit. It is a skill to be cultivated by myself, and I have to just sit down, and I don't know, somehow, because I feel like my life is so amazing that it's gonna be just a sin if I'm not gonna write about it, So I'm gonna work my ass off and try to make something, Start from small essays. Have you been writing essays?
Yes, definitely. I wrote more than 350 articles and columns.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So you're a columnist?
Yes, columnist, yes.
Wow.
And different kind of the newspapers and regular newspapers.
Wow, really?
And I was also a regular writer. Like every week, they were getting one article from my side. Yeah.
Wow, so you've been in that path for how long?
Almost 3 to 4 years.
4 years. So you also started from the scratch, like zero knowledge about. You said you read a lot in your, like, I don't know, adolescent year. But when did you start writing? How was it like, man?
Like to be honest, I started writing when I was in the 9th class.
Yeah.
And in a newspaper, there were like little bit corner about the funny stuff actually, like for the jokes.
Yeah.
And for the puzzles. So I was like sending them like a little bit content with my name. So like I became a little bit famous in my village that he's writing some stuff in the newspapers. So that incident gave me the I would say motivated. I got motivated, and then I start a little bit more, like I came like into the serious literature side actually.
Wow.
Like children literature, and then I start reading other books stuff, and then I start something different actually.
Wow.
Yeah, and I then like it was my starting time period, and after when I got like the first time in the university, I started working on my own book.
Wow.
And I published my book in 2008. It's based on the short stories. And I also started like a write novel in English, and I completed 2 chapters, but it was very hard for me to continue. I found like I'm very poor in words and in English, so I just like quit. But I think I will be working again on that my novel. Yeah. So like in this way.
Crazy, man.
So when I finished my education from the university, I start working with the newspapers actually. So my articles are all about like the social life, about our social incidents, some kind of like a little bit politics, and the social life surrounding like that actually.
Yeah. Wow, so it's really fascinating.
And speaking of politics, I gotta ask, because I don't know that much about Pakistani politics, but the first question I gotta ask, of course, is how do you feel about Amir Khan?
I'm not good actually to talk about the politics, but like a kind of I don't like the politics in Pakistan. Yes.
Yeah. Politics, I don't like that.
Politics is everywhere politics.
Yeah. But it's fun, you know. I see like, because I'm a logical person and I have like started thinking about this because I wanted to explain it to Fedor, and I was trying to think of like a clever way to explain like why someone or how to get someone interested in politics. So I started thinking, I'm like, yeah, all right, first I got to understand, yeah, how to explain logic. Logic for me is like it's like a game, like a system. It's like the game, logic is like the ultimate game of ideas. It's like you come up with an idea and someone has to work with it. They have to work within the parameters of the idea that you create. And that's why it's so fun, because as you make a statement and you stand by it, someone else can say, "Oh, but what about this? And how do you factor this into this idea?" And through this logic, people start to create like the most refined idea, down to the point where it's like it's so hard to disprove that people want to say it's just the truth. So that's how I kind of approach it. And then so politics is like another form of that game. It becomes like the same kind of idea of like this logical steps of like, okay, this policy, how do you feel about it and why? You know, you have to come up with some factors and you might need some additional research in terms of if you're going to try to say this works or this doesn't work. But just at least the philosophy of it, it's very easy to enter into that game. For example, we're going to say like America's current president, Donald Trump, he recently just got the coronavirus.
Yeah.
And the kind of political talk now is like, is Trump an example of his own policies? You know, is it because we could see that he was always downplaying the virus and he was constantly not wearing a mask, that is why he got the virus? But another side is like, oh, but no, there's some leaders who were taking the virus very seriously in the world, and they also got the virus. So it becomes this kind of logical game where it's like, all right, how are we gonna shape the idea of this, you know, event that happened? How can we discuss it? What are the angles we can take on perspective and things like that? So that's why I like politics. It's like it just allows for like creativity in discussion of events. That's how I would say.
Actually, to be honest, like Pakistan's politics is not hidden from anyone. Our politics actually turns into the business. So, and also our politicians are like divided in the different kind of the provinces, and we have a many parties actually. We don't have a one party system. So it's very hard for me to understand the politics in Pakistan actually. So that's why I am not interested in the politics, and I don't have a exact. Even I don't have a good comments for the Pakistan's politics. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, same as me, man. I'm not as like so many other things, so many other games, as how Tariq likes to refer it, that I want to participate. Like, writing, I can bring like many comments about that, but I still listen, you know, occasionally. Like, for example, not just to sleep up this topic about a conservative guy who is standing for climate change policies in America, and for conservatives, which is really rare to do so. And I was just hearing that the climate change has not supposed to not be so politicized, you know. And I just started to think to myself, like, wow, there are a lot of stuff that are super politicized in this world, you know, and everybody just throws a little stone into this
Yeah.
pond. And then it becomes like, all right, now you start to pop up like a worm after the rain, you know, like, oh, what about this? Oh, and start to, you know, drag the pillow to your side, you know. And to me, it's like, yo, hold on a second. It's our common theme, you know. It's like, it's our common link. You gotta reach a logical conclusion here. And just stop doing it, because while you guys playing this game, like fucking thunderstorms and fires are attacking America, you know. And, you know, it's like the storm, like coronavirus, it doesn't give a shit about like, oh, Democrats or Republicans. What you got? I don't know. We gotta destroy, you know, or Trump or Biden. Yeah.